Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. You're tuned to fascinating words and phrases. And have you noticed how time goes so quickly nowadays? And how did we measure time in the old days? BC? AD? What does that mean? Over to you, Gareth.
Well, this is a good one. I've got a theory on why time goes so quickly nowadays, and it's because we're distracted more because we've got phones and computers, and there's never a moment where you can be in your own head. But that's
Mm,
another video for another time. But yeah, BCAD, right? So when I was a kid, right, we used to say before Christ and after death, right? And it's quite fascinating because I learned when I was older that actually AD stood for Anno Domini, in the year of our Lord. So essentially, I started thinking, well, where does all this come from and stuff like that, and why does the calendar begin not at zero? There isn't a zero. There's literally one AD and minus one or one BC. Yeah. So
yeah.
there, there, there is no zero. There's no like and go. you know? So I kind of found that quite fascinating. Anyway, calendars are fascinating.
Yeah.
But basically, there was a monk called Dionysius right, Dionysius Ex Ex Exiguus. Right. His nickname was Dennis the Humble.
Let's
So
go with that.
we will go with that, okay? Because I can't say that other one, all right? And he basically he wanted to replace the older Roman calendar, which dated from the reign of Emperor Diocletian. I can't say his name either.
Right.
But
No
he didn't.
nickname for him.
Yeah, he didn't like Christians. Well, as I say, I don't speak Latin. I let the funky music do the talking for me. So basically, Dionysius calculated what he believed to be the year of Jesus. Yeah. And they reckon he was about 4 to 6 years out. Yeah. Uh, like too late.
Yeah.
But a new calendar was born. Yeah. Now that calendar had 365 and a quarter days and all the rest of it and everything else. Yeah. But it only stood the test of time up until around about the 1500s. Yeah. And this was quite funny because in 1582, they had to redo the calendar to now what we know as the Gregorian calendar.
Right.
So they found that they were 11 days out from the equinoxes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had to correct it. And on the 4th of October, 1582, the next day was the 15th of October, 1582.
What happened to the poor blokes and girls that had birthdays
If
in
your
that time?
birthday was on the 5th to the 14th, everybody celebrated on the 15th, I would assume. Because there was no 5th to the 14th. They just
No,
deleted them.
that is
Um,
not amazing.
and they just,
That's incredible. That is fascinating.
it's mad, isn't it? This went, well, what should we do just call it the 15th tomorrow.
Do you know, it reminds me of my mother because her birthday, we think, God rest her soul, was on the 4th of October. But because a lot of the information, lot of the registration details were lost, we think she just chose that day. So she
Right.
managed to get in just before the block of those other days. My God.
I had an aunt who was her father was drunk and registered her as a boy, and she never travelled out of the country and wanted to go to Holland when she was in her 80s and to see relatives, and they couldn't get a passport. My father tried everything and couldn't get them to say yes. She is a woman, even though you could look at her and yeah. But at the end of the day, they also what they did was with this new change, they skipped those 10 days, and they refined the leap years so that basically a leap year is every 4 years, yeah, except years divisible by 100. But that rule didn't apply to the year 2000, which I still don't get. I just can't do the maths. It's maths I just can't do.
No.
Because like 2000 is divisible by 4.
Yeah.
So it would be a leap year. But if it's 2100, that's not divisible by 4 anyway. So it wouldn't be a leap year anyway. So if anybody knows what the hell that means, yeah, with the whole except years divisible by 100, please let me know in the comments, because I can't work it out. Okay. So it does say here 1600 was a leap year. Yeah, well, that's divisible by 4.
Yeah.
And then 17, 18, and 1900, not leap years. Well, it's not divisible by 4. So it's a stupid
It doesn't
rule.
make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't make sense. Wow.
Now, the funny thing is, after death, which is what I said we used to say as children,
yeah,
actually came about quite simply because people stopped speaking Latin. So, as I say, we didn't speak Latin. I didn't do Latin at school. So the whole Anno Domini thing I learned when I was a lot older.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so yes, so it's actually BC, before Christ, and Anno Domini. And
wow.
It's changed multiple times, and now we have the Gregorian calendar rather
and
than
of course we have the atomic timing as well, which makes it more and more accurate. But
more and more accurate. Okay.
But if you are born on a leap year, it always fascinates me that these people only have a birthday every 4 years, or
Yeah.
however it is divisible, which, as you've just said, is very complex and complicated, and maths is above me. Wow.
My father-in-law passed away on the 29th of February,
Oh,
2016.
my goodness.
So easy to remember, because it's like, oh, okay, that's the worst day to choose. He's only been dead for a little bit.
Yeah. My goodness. Well, absolutely fascinating of how they mess with our time, they mess with our dates, and continue to do it. So I found that fascinating. I hope you found that fascinating. And if you did, please like, comment, subscribe, because we throw these out to you every Wednesday at about 9 a.m. And Gareth comes up with some wonderful ones. I hope I do as well. So if you've enjoyed it, just tune in, pass it on, because that's how we grow our subscribers. And if you've enjoyed it, why shouldn't they enjoy it as well? So we wish you a fantastic Wednesday, and see you again very soon.
See you next week.
Bye.